Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and welcome back to my channel, Mayta What Ifs. Today, I am back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Rich and Had a Butler and Was Neglected by His Family? And yeah, guys, it is an interesting new kind of short movie. And before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Your Breath Stinks. That is the literal name of the dude who suggested this idea. So, yeah, shout out to you, my guy. And moving onwards, as for why I didn't upload it 2 days, previous 2 days, it's kind of embarrassing. So just leave it at that I was sick. I don't want to tell. It's kind of embarrassing for me. So yeah, just leave it at that I was ill, okay? I'm not lying, I was sick, but yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. You feel me? Anyway, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And from tomorrow onwards, I will be uploading regularly on my both channels because enough is enough. I'm going to be regular on both channels, and yeah, Apollo Chia will have a video finally after 2 or 3 months on that channel. And as for this, it will be regular again. Anyways, enough said. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of the channels. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins a few hours after the QB attack in Konohagakure no Sato. As we go towards the set village to see that the smoke was rising and there was huge pile of, well, rubble everywhere, and the shinobis and konoichis were trying their best to work alongside the civilians to get the people who were stuck under the rubble out and clear out the debris. As deep within the village inside the Hokage office, we see four people standing, as one of them had a shock-filled expression because the three of them, it being Jiraiya, Minato, and Kushina, who survived that night, has revealed some secrets that has been kept from him and from everyone else. As Hiruzen's expression was just jaw-dropping and shocked. I can't believe this. I mean, let me get this straight. You are saying that, Jiraiya, you have been given a prophecy by an opium-drinking old toad who has long since lost his sense of remembering the last thing he very said. This prophecy, or so, that a huge great catastrophe is soon about to befall on us, and there is only one way for us to prevent it, and that is to train the child of prophecy, and you have to do it yourself, and you believe that the child of prophecy will be either of the Jinchuriki that has been made tonight. Yes, that pretty much sums it up. And Minato and Kushina, I have a question for you. Mind telling me who the Jinchuriki out of the three kids that you have are? Both of the older two, Menma and Mito, said Kushina. Now, I have a question that I need to ask. What in the hell would happen to the blonde one? The one over there? Oh, you mean Naruto? Of course he will stay here. Obviously, it is to keep the, well, threat away from the siblings so that Naruto has to stay in the village. But he isn't a Jinchuriki, is he? Of course not. He doesn't even have an ounce of Kyuubi's chakra. And to be honest, his chakra coils are weaker. And we think that it is risky that we will take him away on the adventures we are about to go on. And that is why the best possible solution for that is to keep him here, within the village walls, where he will be safe. Safe from who? Because your enemies, they can invade and attack him if they find out about this. And that is why we have the perfect plan, Hiruzen-sama, said Kushina. And what might that be, Kushina? He will be put under my maiden name. He will not be Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze. He will be only Naruto Uzumaki. What? But doing so, he will be technically kicked out of the clan. Minato's clan, won't he be? My clan was nothing more than a civilian clan. So initially, I'm also integrated alongside my clan into Uzumaki's. So that is why Naruto won't be kicked out. Now that you have mentioned it, Sensei, Jiraiya said, I think it would be better if we keep the Uzumaki name away as well. You what? Said Jiraiya, as the other two were also quite shocked. What do you mean by that, Sensei? Hiruzen-sama will be right. Technically, we will be kicking him out for his own safety for the time being, yes. But once we return, with greater results that Sensei here would understand, and so will Naruto, that it was for the greater good, for not only for them, but for the whole world. We cannot allow such tiny mishaps to stop us from our end goal, Minato, and which is to save the whole world. And only both of them have the power to do that. As both Minato and Kushina, in Hiruzen's eyes, were hell-bent that either Menma or Mito, or so were the names of the Jinchurikis, would be that, well, children of prophecy or child of prophecy, whatever Jiraiya was gibberishing about. Wait, Jiraiya, is this prophecy given to each and every clan? Yes, I believe so. Each and every clan elder has received this prophecy because they all trained under the sage when he became the sage of the sixth path. I see. So I will contact Enma soon, and then we'll get it clear if the prophecy matches or not. Sensei, the prophecy is matched and confirmed. I have contacted Tsunade and she said so after confirming from Katsuyu that the prophecy is in fact valid and it is correct. Damn it. If it is, then I guess there's nothing I can do. But are you sure about this? You're technically kicking your own son out of the clan. At least leave him somewhere he will be safe. He's nothing more than a civilian. And he will blend in completely fine amongst the civilians. Seeing that he has no clan name, it will be fine for him. And we have trust in people of Konoha. They will protect him as one. As Minato said this with confidence, as Hiruzen was shocked, all in his years of serving this village, he has realized one thing, and that was, no matter how kind the people of Konoha seems, there's always something lurking darker underneath. He knew firsthand how dark and cruel people of Konoha could be from the past experiences, and that is why he then said this. Minato, are you sure you know your own people? You're making a big mistake. What if it's too late when you return to find that your son doesn't want you in his life? Think about it, Kushina. Jiraiya, you're making a big mistake. You're destroying a good family here. I know they would listen to you, so I'm begging you. Stop this from happening. This madness. What you are talking about is madness, Sensei. Why in the hell would the kid deny someone like Minato and Kushina? Think about it. The kid would have everything to gain. Two of the most legendary Konoichian shinobis, and not only that, two of the most legendary siblings to boot, and a godfather who is a legendary Sanin. That's a one powerful family that nobody would give up on, and would forgive for anything. As Hiruzen was shocked and taken aback by this, and that is when he said, Fine, I give up. Do whatever you wish. But remember this. Don't come later to me asking for help because it is too late. We won't, Sensei, because it won't come to that. And it has been already decided what we need to do. And we are to leave. Until I return, Naruto is not to be trained in the shinobi arts as well. What? Why? Do you want your child to be bullied or even killed by your enemies after or if he's found out? No, because we want him to be a civilian. Don't get me wrong, Naruto will never be able to attain the title of either Uzumaki or Namikaze as a clan head, so it would be best if he is able to help his siblings in other matters. So you want a lackey or a slave for other children. How can you think of your child as such? We are not thinking bad of him. What we're thinking is best for our children. So we would rather you refrain from interfering, Hiruzen-sama. We have already decided, said Minato. Fine, Minato. As you are the Hokage, so I will do as you wish. As Minato flinched because he knew that Hiruzen was pissed right now and was only taking his crap or bullshit as in Hiruzen's eyes just because he was the Hokage. Good, then it is understood between us, said Kushina. As now we see, they all left, leaving Hiruzen there to pack up their stuff to leave. Left him with none other than Naruto. Surprisingly enough, as Hiruzen was about to take care of Naruto and leave him in orphanage, we see that the door suddenly swung open, and there stood some pissed-off elders. As they were looking at Hiruzen, who looked back at them with shockful expression of his own. What are you doing here? We heard everything, Hiruzen, said Homura. I cannot believe this. From Jiraiya, at least. I thought that he would be much more mature by now. Even more so from Orochimaru and from Tsunade. But it seems we were wrong. As that is when we see Danzo step in. So what are you gonna do with the boy? Place him in the orphanage and ruin his whole life? As they have deemed it fit? Of course not. I can't go against the orders of Hokage. If he finds out that we're training him as a shinobi, there are high chances that, Naruto will be attacked out there and might possibly be killed because he, as they said, has weaker chakra coils. Who said that everything could be achieved by becoming a shinobi alone, said Danzo, as the other elders and Hirusa looked towards him. What do you mean by that, Danzo? Think about it. We have suffered from daimyo as well from long and long since right now, right? Yeah, the daimyo has been cruel and has almost every possible way threatened us to cut off our supply of fundings if we don't participate in his wars or in his antics. Wait, don't tell me, said Homura, realizing one thing. You're planning to make him the next daimyo? No. Something akin to that. I want Konoha to go independent. And I want someone to, or for the future generation, to make that happen. And who better to try it upon than that boy over there? I mean, he, even though doesn't have the chakra skills of both Minato and Kushina, what he would have is the cunningness of the Uzumaki and the same genius of Minato, I believe. We can at least put our faith in that, right? So you're trying to use his intellect to make a strong powerhead of Konoha so that it can go independent on its own. Yes. In this way, Konoha will be free from the clutches of the daimyo. And not only that, will be the first ever village who is on its own and will be rivaling the Snow Country, who is also on its own from the beginning. You know what? I kind of agree with this. Daimyo-sama has been requesting some odd things from time to time, said Koharu. As now we see, Hiruzen also agreed to this. You know what? I'm up for this plan. I mean, the kid's life was going to be destroyed the other way around. In this way, we'll get to do our little experiment, but we'll also be helping out the kid to secure a better future. You're right about that, said Danzo. As now we see, as soon as Minato and Kushina left, Hiruzen and the elders began to formulate their own plan, and that was to create the perfect leader or true king of Konoha. And to do that, Naruto needed to learn. As now we have a time skip. Time skip of 9 years later. We see that at the age of 9, more than half of the commercial district of Konoha was being owned and operated under the name of Naruto. How so? Because Naruto was able to make so much money out of small business ideas that he was able to deduce, which boosted not only the economy but the profits of Konoha, in return making him filthy rich as well. He became the most youngest millionaire just at the age of 8. As now we see, multiple businesses owned by Naruto, as he also was able to establish a seat in the council. As now we see, a council meeting was going on in which a letter has arrived from Minato. It was customary from the temporary Hokage to read out the words of the true Hokage, Minato Namikaze, to his people. As now we see, Hiruzen was just done delivering the letter words to everyone, as their reaction was just that. Stoic, as Naruto then finally said. Well, if that is all, then I believe that the meeting has come to an end. Hokage-sama, it would be best if I leave right now because there are a lot of paperwork that is left to do. Yes, it is best if you do, Naruto. As now we see, as soon as Naruto was about to leave, the clan heads and the civilian council followed him. Why? Because they were also after some of the gains. Because whatever Naruto touched turned golden, and they thought that he was just a kid that they could influence, in return gaining the power and the upper hand over the whole village and the council. Because he was in its own right a trump card, a wild one at that, who no one had control over right now. As now we see, the elders were the only ones remained behind, who were watching Naruto and the others retrieve behind him like hyenas, with a smirk on their face. Well, what can you say, Hiruzen? Turns out our little project went way too much well, don't you think? Said Homura, as Danzo nodded and agreed with a smile on his face. I'm quite happy with the reactions that Daimyo has been getting. He was quite surprised when we agreed to his half funding cut that he promised that he won't do. At this rate, Daimyo will get paranoid, won't he? Said Koharu. Let him. We will protect Naruto. Or at least we need someone to do so. What are you thinking, Danzo? I think it is time that Naruto has his own, well, person who will protect him as a bodyguard and watch over his needs as a butler. And who do you think might be fit for it? Who else than him? As everyone's eyes widened, but But that is a legendary demon that has been sealed away. Are you insane? Even so, he once served under the Sage of the Sixth Path himself, remember? He came from a different world out of nowhere, through a portal, as the legends have said. The legendary Dark Demon Lord, Diablo. We have to... We have to unseal him. Do you even know where he is? Said Koharu. Of course. You know, the Valley of the End, deep within the waterfalls, there has been a cave that has been discovered, with the Sage of the Sixth Path marking on it. Turns out it is a used stone, in which the demon Diablo is said to be sealed. So you want to go there and unseal him. But what if he goes on rampage? What if he chooses Naruto as his master? Remember, he, after the death of the sage, was sealed willingly there because he was awaiting for his new master to awaken. Because the sage promised him that a child will be born in this world in the near future that will become his master, who will be his one true master. As now we see, the elders and Hiruzen looked at each other and sighed. This is dangerous, you know that? That demon is said to be so powerful that the 9 Bijus combined don't have enough strength to defeat him. It will be like giving Naruto a war-ready titan that can even destroy Konoha and the rest of the elemental nation if even so a scratch befalls on him. The more perfect thing then, said Danzo, as Homura was even more concerned now. Don't you hear what I said right now? Said Homura. Enough, Homura. I agree with Danzo, because there are a lot of greedy people within this village and outside, like Daimyo, who would try to target Naruto to take him out. And obviously we cannot always be there to protect him. Someone has to. And who better than this legendary demon that Danzo speaks of? How many of the people have tried so far? Many did, but they were all rejected and turned into stones. There has been at least thousands of people found there turned into stones completely, before it was completely sealed off from the people at all. People have long forgotten about him. The ancient people removed him from the history books. Why? Because it was just too dangerous, and people, with their greed increasing, were dying out again and again and again. Are you sure? What if Naruto turns into a stone? That is a big gamble that we need to take. And believing Naruto's luck by now, I believe he will be able to pull this off. I mean, the kid's a golden child and golden boy of Konoha, don't you think? Said Danzo, with a smirk. As now we see, the elders agreed alongside Hiruzen. As now we see, they all arrived at Naruto's office, which was the second tallest building in the whole Konoha right now. As now we see, Naruto was listening to all of this explanation with a raised eyebrow. So what you're saying is that this legendary demon, if he is to become my butler, no one in this, whole world will be able to lay a single finger on me. And not only that he will also help me take care of the stuff that I usually have to do by myself. Yes, Naruto, we have been trying to get you a secretary and you would take none. Well, for obvious reasons. Because I don't trust people with my things. And you want me to trust a demon of all the peoples, a demon who has been rescued and helped by Sage. It is said that the demon arrived here from some sort of portal from another dimension or world, as he said. And he was stuck here forever. Even with all his power, he couldn't escape because of a curse placed on him. And that is why the Sage took him in, and he became the Sage servant for the time being. And then Sage saw a future where a boy will be born who will become the true master of the demon. Many who believed they were that boy went there and turned into stones because the demon who willingly allowed himself to be sealed rejected them as his master. So there is a high risk that I might turn into a stone. Yes. It's like a big gamble. What do you all think? What if I turn into a stone? What then? Your whole enormous glorious plan to make Konoha, standing on its own feet will go down the drain, won't it? As they all flinched. How do you... Of course I figured it out by now. Why would you in the world teach a 2-year-old trigonometry and so much complex stuff that even an adult's mind would fry at one point? You got that right. But you always were a genius, Naruto. A generational one as that. I mean, no other 8-year-old would have been able to establish what you have been able to do so. You have more than half of the Konoha under your pocket right now. The strongest influence in Konoha, aside from Daimyo right now, is yours. And we want you to increase that influence, so that Konoha can be recognized on his own without the Land of Fire, without the influence of Daimyo. But won't it have my influence? Obviously it will have yours, but seeing how you have taken the direction and changed Konoha for the best, we think that it'd rather be under your influence than any other. So you believe in me that much, huh? Of course, Naruto. We know that you won't think of anything bad of this village, since to you it is an investment. You got that right, said Naruto. Fine. To hell with this. Why not give it a shot? And if I turn into a stone, I'll just become a ghost and haunt you till you three all fossils die, alongside you, GD. Of course, you bet your ass, brat. Not like we're gonna allow you to turn into a stone or anything. As now we see an expedition team alongside with Naruto and the elders went there, since Hiruzen couldn't leave, so he was stuck in the Hokage office. But he was allowed to watch through the globe that he used to spy on the women look throughout the village for its security. As now we see, he was watching Naruto and the others arrive inside the cave. Wow, who knew that such a cave was behind this? So, is that the seal that you were talking about? As a huge boulder was placed along, and all around it was a huge rope and a lot of seals that had kanjis of seal in it. As Naruto went near it. So what should I need to do right now? Naruto, be careful. Don't touch it if you don't want to be turned into a stone. As Naruto accidentally slipped and both of his hands grabbed onto the rock. As Naruto then got up and wiped over the sweat. Phew, that was a close call. Didn't you that there was a wedge over there? No, Naruto, are you okay? My boy, said one of the elders, as the other two also were sweating since Naruto has already touched it and seemingly nothing has happened. Yeah, I'm completely fine. Nothing's wrong with me. So, how do we do this again? Oh, yes. I remember now, said Danzo, as he tried to calm himself, because he was just glad that the golden boy of Konoha just didn't turn into a stone out of nowhere. It was a huge gamble that seemingly looked like it was going to pay off. A drop of blood here. Alright, as Naruto cut it off his thumb, and a few drops of blood dropped on the huge boulder. And for a few moments nothing happened. See, it was just a waste of time. Even if nothing happened, I guess it was just a waste of time that we came here after all. Now I gotta do all the paperwork that I left behind. And I was expecting some sort of Butler by now. As suddenly, as soon as Naruto was about to leave, huge amount of lightning struck down, even tearing down the mountain down to the boulder, as everyone that was there protected Naruto and the elders. As now we see, the boulder was cracked, and someone was standing there with a purple glow on them, as the eyes opened to reveal black hues with golden irises with them. As the black-haired man who was wearing a decent tuxedo then said, "It has been a long time. I have been waiting patiently for your arrival, my master," said the said man, as in an instant he hovered near Naruto and landed on his feet gracefully before taking Naruto's hand while going down on a knee and paying his respects to Naruto like a true godfather. "My name is Diablo. I am the demon god of the chaos, one of the demon lords from a different world, and I have been destined to meet you for a long, long time, my master," said the demon with a huge smile on his face, as the other elders were shocked, and so was Naruto. Whoa, said Diablo with a confused expression. "No, it's just that you look cool. I'll take it as a compliment, my master. What is it that you wish for me to do? How about we leave for the time being, and later on you can tell me everything you know and where you came from, alright?" "Yes, certainly." And with a snap of his finger, the whole atmosphere changed as now they were standing in the Hokage office, as Hiruzen was also shot alongside with all of them. In an instant, he got here and brought all of them together. How is this possible? Just what kind of monster did we free? "You do not need to worry about anything, Hiruzen Sarutobi. How do you... In an instant, as soon as I was released, I was able to gain knowledge of this world. It seems after the previous master died, the world has gone down to... What does it say? Yes, hell. and all of his teachings and wishes has been destroyed. He said that with a deeper, darker tone, as suddenly huge amounts of cracks begin to form in the whole building, as the whole building began to shake. Not any one of them could even lift a finger, as Naruto also was broken. Diablo, stand down, said Naruto, on instincts, as Diablo immediately realized and bowed down again. My apologies, master. It seems I have caused an inconvenience. Anyway, with a snap of his finger, everything was back to as normal again, and that is when Eldest realized that they had just released the strongest being possible to exist ever in the whole world, and now it was all under Naruto's control. Well, anyways, since uh we're here right now, how about you tell us where are you from actually, Diablo? Well, you see, from where I am is a different reality altogether. There I used to serve under a demon lord itself. His name was Rimuru Tempest. Ah, I do miss my master, but now you are the new master of mine. It is my destiny to serve under you and protect you from all the threats that is soon to become, as the prophecy was left behind by Sage. Wait, what? Said Hiruzen as he was quite shocked. What is it, Hiruzen Sarutobi? I don't understand the prophecy part. Wasn't it supposed to be the child of prophecy was supposed to save everyone from the threat? No, it was indicated towards my master, who will be the child of prophecy, that I am to protect him from all the threats. You see, as soon as I arrived, my master's worry at the time were his clan, so I eradicated them all. My master was quite scared of my powers, but knew that I was completely loyal to him, because he was the one who rescued me, gave me a home again after I lost my previous one. I see. So wait, technically there is no threat? Yes, there is none, except for one, Kaguya Otsutsuki. And now that she knows that I am here, said Diablo as his gaze looked towards the moon. As for a moment, even moon looked like it flinched. Because it did, because Kaguya was trying her hardest to break free from the shackles to get away from the monster that has been freed out of nowhere. The fear that she was feeling has returned once more, that she hasn't felt in a millennia since Diablo was sealed on his own willingness. As now we see back at Konoha with Diablo. But you don't need to worry about anything, because wherever my master resides will be my home, and I will protect it with my life. Can you even die? At this day and age, the shinobis that you all are, pathetically, no. Because you all are pathetic. Even the 9 Bijus, they can do nothing against me. Or have you forgotten? No, we haven't. Good. Then allow me to take my master. He seems like he is tired already. Oh yeah, thanks Diablo. As now we see time begin to pass by as Naruto reached at the age of 12. It has been a few years since Diablo came by, and he was now fully integrated in Naruto's life, and became somewhat of Naruto's guardian, friend, as well as someone who could Naruto completely and blindly trust upon, because he knew if anyone would betray him, it won't be Diablo, at least. As now we see, Naruto was also able to gain also a lot of influence. So much that half of the Land of Fire was now actually Konoha's territory, because Naruto has been buying out the land by paying the daimyo's debt and purchasing the land rights and increasing Konoha as a village as well into a nation. And as for Konoha, it has been long liberated since from the daimyo's clutches and control. And not only that, he was no longer the influential figurehead even in the Land of Fire itself, since half of it was taken by Naruto, as Naruto was seen as the new power figure in the whole Konoha, and the other Land of Daimyos was also quite scared of his influence that was increasing, so they sent out assassins. Unfortunately, the assassins were returned back, but in the form of a box wrapped by Diablo himself, but all the innards as well as the body parts being the content of the box, as this scared the crap out of them, indicating that whoever was protecting the boy was so skilled and so confident in their skills that it would send back to them their senses, knowing who they were from. As they stopped doing this, but they were jealous and extremely terrified of the boy's influence that was increasing slowly. As now we see, the Daimyo Summit was happening and all 5 Daimyos were there. Can you believe that? That brat appeared from Konoha out of nowhere and has taken half of my land. I gave those assholes the power, the money that they needed to stand on their feet, and this is how they repay me? Said the Land of Fire daimyo, as the others also snickered because they knew that he was the most biggest loser out of all of them. Don't laugh at me. You all tried to gain the upper hand. I know of it, you fuckers, and you all failed miserably. You know as much as I know that there is no one in this world who can touch him. Right? And your suggestion is that we hand over our land that we have ruled for legacies to that boy? That is not going to happen. We have our village's backings, unlike you. They have no one else to rely on except for us. Or have you forgotten that? So what if you have your villages? Don't forget that I did have one as well. He bought that from me. Right from my hands. Right from my clutches, Konoha slipped. I lost my biggest weapon. Don't even for a second think that the brat won't do the same for you. As if we are speaking right now. Who knows? Maybe he would be making a deal right now with the other villages. And speaking of, Naruto was right now making a deal. But not with the other villages. Right now he was making a deal with someone who was once an enemy of Konoha. And that was Orochimaru himself. He wanted to start a village and Naruto saw an opportunity in him. And wanted to arrange a meeting. As now we see, Naruto and Diablo were the only one that were called in Otogakure. As Naruto was seated on a table, and from the darkness two glowing eyes appeared, which were of none other than Orochimaru's. My, oh my, what do we have here? A boy who thinks he is a god right now. I am no god. I am just a man who has been granted enough power. No, I am a man who gained these skills and gained this power with my own, on my own, Orochimaru. Something that demands respect, don't it? You better should, Orochimaru, said Diablo. His gaze was turned, but there was a smile on his face that was confident. Something that irked Orochimaru to no end, because he knew that this was the demon that was released from the cave that has been sealed for thousands of years, probably the strongest being right now, and he was irked to be on the other side, the enemy side right now. So what do you want to talk about, Naruto-san? What can I do for you? I want your village. I know that you want to achieve immortality, do you not? And what of it? I will increase the fundings, but you have to promise me not to experiment on the innocent people. I'll allow you to experiment on the people who are put on that throne. In this way, the Rice Country will have a solution to the people that are increasingly being placed there. Is that so? What else? You will have fundings from me that will allow you to continue your experimentations. But you have to tell me the experimentation, no matter how much sinister or bad it is. I have to know. And what if you reject the fundings for the experiment? I will not. In the name of science, I believe that all experiments need to be done. But you must first find a way. If there is some consequences to it, how to prevent it. Alright, it will be done. Anything else? Yes. I want you to be my loyal subject. Loyalty isn't bought, kid. Or haven't you heard? It is earned. I will place my trust in you and give you my fundings. In return, I want your loyalty, Orochimaru. And your trust. If I have that, I won't ask for anything else. You won't? My, are you not confident knowing that you have the most powerful demon by your side? Yes, Diablo is a friend. A person who I can rely on the most. Thank you, master. As now we see, Orochimaru knew that it was best for him to agree on. As after that, Naruto then said, I'll be leaving soon then. Let's go, Diablo. Just a moment, master. As Diablo went near Orochimaru and released all his killer intent, and in a scary voice, he said, If you ever think, even for a second, of betraying my master, know this, no one in this world will be able to hide you or protect you. No matter how deep you hide, I will find you. And once I do, you'll be in a painful world for all eternity, Orochimaru. I promise you that much. As now we see, after that, Diablo with a smile then said, Alright, all good, master. we're ready to leave. And with those words said in exchange, we see both of them left and disappeared, leaving Orochimaru stunned and with a smirk on his face. He knew that he made a right call making a deal with Naruto. Now he didn't have to worry about his experimentations and fundings. Now all he had to do was focus on getting immortal and also doing other stuff. But one thing was for certain, and that was Naruto was able to gain his trust and loyalty somewhat for the time being. All the while, on the other side of the Elemental Nation in Uzushiyo Gakure, people like Minato and Kushina were unaware of this because they never expected anything from Naruto, and they were busy training both Menma and Mito, who have become very much arrogant by now. Just a year more and we'll be returning in no time back to Konoha. Can you believe it, Sensei? Said Minato. Yeah, it's been a long time. Finally we'll be able to go back and relax for the time being. But can we? Said Menma. The threats are still looming out there. Threats we need to destroy, once and for all. We have to leave as soon as possible. Yeah, you don't have to worry about so much of this, Menma-san. Naruto will be there with us. He'll take care of the most stuff while we'll deal with this stuff, right? Yes, of course he will be. He has to be grateful at least, right? Yeah, as all of them thought so arrogantly. As now we see, finally a year or so more passed. By now Naruto was able to gain more influence all the way up to Tsunagakure and free them from their poverty-stricken nation, known as the Sand Daimyo, who was also quite arrogant, but was the first daimyo to be killed by the wrath of the Demon King Diablo, the servant of Naruto right now. As him alongside his whole nation, within a mere night, disappeared without a trace, leaving the Sand Village quite shocked and everyone in the Elemental Nation quite shocked as well. But Konoha and those of the daimyos knew who did this. None other than the servant of Naruto, the dark demon lord Diablo himself. And they were now extremely cautious and fearful of their actions against him. Because if he was able to erase a whole nation like it didn't existed within a single night, what he could do if they tried to kill that boy. No, they couldn't. For the time being at least. As now we see, Naruto was more than happy to step in and become their daimyo and take it under his wing. As now we see, Naruto is at his trip at Tsuna with the elders while Minato and Kushina returned. And as soon as they did, they saw a new building and the new infrastructure of Konoha. They were quite shocked. And that is when they saw and noticed one image that shocked them to the core. An image of a grown-up Menma, similar to him at least, but with blonde hair and blue eyes. That was Naruto. Excuse me. Oh, Minato-sama, you're back. Who is that? That right there is Naruto-sama. He is the new daimyo of Konoha. And, well, of Tsuna right now. What? What do you mean by that? I'll explain everything, Minato, said a familiar voice. How about you come into my office first? Said Hiruzen with a smile on his face. As now we see, they were all shocked as they returned back to the office. As Menma and Mito were quite shocked and surprised. They didn't anticipate Naruto to become this much popular and rich. And, well, strong. Politically and in terms of power. As now we see, Hiruzen said, Talk, Hiruzen-sama, what the hell did you do? Now, that is no way to talk, said a voice. As now we see, with a gust of wind, there appeared Diablo himself. Who might you be? I am Diablo. I am the servant and butler of Naruto-sama. And you are the people that don't need to be involved with him. Wait, Diablo as in the demon Diablo? Yes, but weren't you sealed away? Unfortunately, yes, I was, but thankfully enough, I was freed by my master, my one and true master, Naruto, who I humbly serve now. As all of them looked towards Hiruzen, as if to identify if it was true or not, who nodded, saying that it indeed was. What the hell? I don't understand. What is there not to understand, Minato-san? I am Naruto-sama's, butler and his slave. I forever humbly serve my master. What is there not to understand? How can this be? Wasn't he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to what, Minato? I told you, don't come to me when you regret your actions. You did this, didn't you? Said Minato. Of course I did. We needed to get away from Daimyo, who you were getting chummy with, and he and his demands were getting obnoxious. He always threatened us whenever we tried to reason with him to cut off our funds. We needed to be independent, free from this. We have fought countless wars in his name, and for what? For to be threatened and to be used and abused like a dog? No. Naruto understood this because he was a genius. He was able to establish a well-known businesses and own a lot of multiple businesses at the age of 8. And by now he has become the owner of 2 villages. You know that? Yes, it was easy once I eradicated the land of sand in itself alongside it daimyo. Those who ever oppose my lord shall perish and disappear. You hear? As after that, we see Diablo then said, "Ah, that is the sound of the tea that I was preparing for my master. Time for me to leave. And beware," said Diablo as the pressure in the room increased, as he then said with a menacing gaze, "If you even dare lay a single glance menacingly towards my master, I will cut you down into 1,000,000 bits." With that said, we see that Diablo disappeared. As this was going on in Konoha, we see that Naruto was informed about, the return of Minato and Kushina by Diablo. But right now, to this point, he himself did not knew that he was still the child of both of them. Because to him, them looking similar must be coincidence because they had children who were redheads, not blonde like him. But he was about to find out just how wrong he was. As on the other side we see, Kaguya was able to get in touch with her child, Zetsu. But mother, what about you being free? Regardless of what I said before, I am not going to be free. That man has wiped out. No, that monster has wiped out my whole clan. Beware of that thing, Zetsu. That thing has more strength than the 10 tails and my whole clan combined. It will turn you to ashes. Who will turn into ashes to who, Kaguya? Said another voice, as this time it was Diablo on the other side. If it wasn't for my master being your son, I would have killed you at the moment with your clan. Right now I'm not his servant, but I am the servant of someone who resides on the planet. So I would be grateful if you pull off your plans from it. If you don't, you know what will happen. Yes, I will pull off. You don't have to say it twice, Diablo-sama. Good. You know what is good for you. Of course. As now we see, Kaguya was scared shitless, and Zetsu was the only one who could hear her telepathically, and he was also scared. As now we see, through her, the link was found all the way to the land of Amegakure, where Diablo appeared next. So you are the link of Kaguya, huh? Stop your actions, because if you try to hinder with my master, I will kill you without hesitation. Zetsu, who is it? That's the Akatsuki beard. No! Don't you dare attack him. He's the... As they all did, regardless. And with a swipe of his finger, they all turned into ashes and disappeared. Ah, is that all? To be honest, quite pathetic. And one of them even had the Rinnegan. Quite disappointing and dishonoring, don't you think? Zetsu? Said Diablo threateningly, as Zetsu for the first time was shivering like a mess. No, I promise I won't do anything. Just leave me alone. No. Now that I see that you will try this again, since it is written in your coding that you are to be the will of Kaguya, I will erase you once and for all. Die. As Diablo with a single fingernail touched Zetsu in the forehead as he too disappeared with a blast of black smoke. As now we see Diablo swished his hair back with his hand and said, "Ah, with this I have finally achieved peaceful world for my master to rule over. Now I can finally leave." "Diablo," said a voice as Diablo stopped and looked behind. "Ah, it's been a long time, isn't it, been? Master. I'm no longer your master, am I now?" "Of course you're not, Hagoromo-sama. My current master is Naruto, but since I respect you, I will still call you that." "I see. Thank you for still leaving her alive." "Well, I had to. And besides, I can't allow her to even think of, well, threatening my master and this world that will be soon his plaything, don't you think? So you're still hell-bent on making Naruto the whole, well, ruler of this world and so on. Of course. It is my duty as the demon king of chaos, don't you think? I guess so. It is. But don't take it too overboard. Of course I won't. Thank you for everything, Master. Thank you for everything, Diablo. And with that, two men parted ways, as now Diablo left back to Naruto. As now we go back to Konoha, where we see Minato back at his home, as he was waiting patiently for Naruto to arrive, since, well, his butler, who was also there, Diablo, told him threateningly that he wasn't here, and he shouldn't be allowed to meet with Naruto. But Naruto only decided wanted to meet with the fourth Hokage who saved him from the QB. So, now we see, once he's returned back to Konoha, he was going to arrange a meeting. But suddenly Menman Mito didn't want to meet Naruto or especially his butler. Why? Because QB was telling them, more like begging them and requesting them not to do so. They have never in their lives seen this arrogant demon act like this. And why was that? All because of that butler of the brother of theirs who was incompetent in the eyes of their parents. How so? And that is when QB explained to them that that was a demon lord from another world with enough strength that he could destroy the whole world if he wanted to, alongside them. And right now he's under command of your brother. If he gets enraged, the whole world will burn while he will enjoy. As the siblings were scared shitless after that, and they didn't want it anything to do with Naruto, much less with the butler. So, they were more than happy to stay, while Minato and Kushina left with Jiraiya. As now we see Naruto welcome them inside his office. Ah, it's an honor to meet you, Minato-sama. You as well, Kushina-sama. I've heard great tales about you. It's been a long time as well since I have heard any tale about you, Jiraiya-sama, but forgive me. It's because I favor Minato-sama and Kushina-sama the most. Why so? Well, you were the one who saved Konoha. Not only once, but twice already. And also, you were a charismatic Hokage, were you not? But unfortunately, that job, well, has to be passed down to Gigi, since most of the votes said that he was doing a good job right now. So I thought that you should, well, take your time with the training. If you want some more years, you'll be granted them. No, it's fine. Don't you know who we are? Yes. Pardon me if I'm wrong. You're the fourth Hokage and the Red Death of Konoha, are you not? Don't you see the resemblance? Yes, I do. I find it quite weird myself, but, coincidence happen in this world, don't you think? No, Naruto, it doesn't. You are our son. We left you here thinking that it would be best for you, while we trained the true children of prophecy, which were your siblings. Our children, your older siblings, Menman Mito. As Naruto was shocked, as in an immediate manner, we see that Diablo appeared and slammed them both from grabbing them from the face to the ground. How dare you spout this nonsense in front of my master? I've warned you not to say a single word about this. Diablo, you knew about this? Unfortunately, I figured it out, my master. But to keep you safe, I thought it would be best to keep it a secret. I told you to not keep a damn secret from me. How can I trust you after this? I told you to never break my trust. Forgive me, master. I ask for your forgiveness. I'll think about it. Leave for the time being. But my master, leave, Diablo. Please. For the time being. Yes, master. As Diablo was about to leave through a door, he gazed once more back at his master, and then at them, menacingly, as if daring them to try anything, and he will appear and slice them in a second. And they were scared, honestly. So you abandoned me, basically, said Naruto after calming himself. Forgive me for my subordinate's behavior. I rather keep it professional right now. As you can see, I'm doing better. And I was able to achieve a lot of things. I always wondered how my parents would have felt, seeing that I was an insignificant figure in your eyes. I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way. Still, as you can see, I'm living well. If that is all, then it would be best if we end this meeting here. You can all leave. But kid, don't you understand that we need enough? My master said you need to leave. So leave. As the three of them left, as now we see Naruto was then grabbed by Diablo as he passed out because of the shock that he heard. No, master. As Diablo used his healing magic to heal Naruto immediately as he was still unconscious, so Diablo stood by his side. It took Naruto a whole day to get up, as him and Diablo had a heartful, conversation, and after that, Naruto knew that it doesn't matter that he now knows about his parents or not, because to him, like them, he didn't matter to them. To him, they didn't matter as well right now, because he had a family of his own, the elders, as well as Diablo, more than anything. So, the time began to pass by. The children of prophecy turns out to be that they were not so much children of prophecy. While they witnessed Naruto's influence grew, soon the other minor villages joined in Naruto, and also the other villages began to see. Even Eva saw that it was profit and better for the people of the village, because the daimyos were being arrogant and so on. Even the daimyos people left them, leaving them the leader of none. They were the abandoned leaders, the deserters, the traitors. As now we see, as soon as Naruto reached at the age of 20, he was currently the most powerful man in the whole world, politically and in terms of power and money. And besides him, the strongest being in the whole existence of his universe was Diablo, who was able to regain his full power right now. And he was still wholeheartedly serving Naruto himself. As for his siblings, there was no such threat because Diablo took care of them. So, they too learned that they were being boasted and yapped about by their parents and Jiraiya for naught, and have ruined their lives in childhood by trading rigorously, which they hated their parents and Jiraiya for. And Minato and Kushina hated Jiraiya for destroying their family so much. And as for Jiraiya, he hated the towards. In a way, the cycle of hatred still continued, but with those who were meant, or so-called meant, to save the world from the cycle of hatred. And in terms of power, with the help of that and money, Naruto was able to unite the whole world under his name. And it was all thanks to the elders, who were his senses and teachers. As right now we see Danzo, Koharu, and Homura alongside with Hiruzen, as they were enjoying a huge jacuzzi spa that they were able to get by being the advisors of Naruto, since they have also reaped a lot of benefits. Told you that this would pay off. Our plans have finally come to fruition. Let me enjoy this, Homura, Koharu, said Danzo as he was finally relaxing and enjoying sake with his friends. As for the whole world, it was finally at peace, and Naruto, he was working hardly as ever he could be, and so was Diablo, working alongside him, protecting his master. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is it for the time being. Peace.